In Florida, an ordinary workday turned into a life-altering event for one woman when, without warning, nearly $400,000 appeared in her bank account, a sum that was not a bonus, a settlement, or any sort of reward for her years of dedication, but a simple payroll error by her employer. On that day, she logged into her online banking app, expecting the usual paycheck and perhaps a reminder of upcoming bills, only to see a number that made her heart race and her mind reel. At first, she stared at the screen, thinking there must be a mistake, refreshing the page multiple times, convinced that her eyes were deceiving her. The thought that nearly $500,000 had suddenly landed in her account was both exhilarating and terrifying. She may have hesitated at first, feeling the weight of the unexpected fortune and the moral dilemma it presented. Yet the temptation to access funds beyond her means quickly began to cloud her judgment. As the hours and days passed, investigators later suggested she began using portions of the money for personal expenses, indulging in purchases she may have only dreamed about before, perhaps electronics, luxury items, travel, or paying off debts, each swipe of her card making the windfall feel more real, more like a reward she had somehow earned, despite the fact that every dollar legally belonged to her employer. The psychological effect of suddenly possessing such a large sum cannot be overstated. A mix of adrenaline, excitement, and rationalization may have carried her further than she intended, and each purchase, each withdrawal, made the decision to report the error harder to consider. Meanwhile, life around her may have seemed brighter, filled with possibilities she had never imagined, as money she had never earned became a dangerous illusion of freedom. Weeks passed and the spending continued, all while the company remained unaware of the mistake, blissfully assuming their payroll system was functioning correctly. But eventually, the error was discovered during a routine audit or reconciliation, as all such mistakes eventually are, and the company's accounting department realized that hundreds of thousands of dollars had vanished. Alarmed, they quickly traced the funds and realized they had been deposited into the wrong account, prompting them to contact law enforcement to recover the money and investigate the incident. The woman, who may have thought she was simply enjoying a stroke of luck, suddenly found herself thrust into a nightmare she could not control. Panic set in as she realized the gravity of the situation. What had seemed like a windfall was now evidence of potential criminal liability. Authorities moved swiftly, and she was arrested, facing charges for spending money that did not belong to her, a stark reminder that, under the law, accidental deposits remain the property of the employer, and using those funds for personal gain, even if initially unintentional, can constitute theft. Court records later revealed the details of her spending, the timeline of the deposits and withdrawals, and the legal rationale for her prosecution, highlighting how a single decision to keep and use money that was mistakenly deposited can spiral into a life-altering event. The arrest, the legal proceedings, and the subsequent public attention transformed what may have felt like an ordinary financial mishap into a cautionary tale about temptation, ethics, and the consequences of momentary lapses in judgment. Beyond the immediate legal consequences, the case underscores the broader lessons for anyone who receives unexpected funds. The thrill of unearned wealth can be intoxicating, but it carries risks that go far beyond the initial enjoyment, affecting personal freedom, reputation, and one's future in ways that are often irreversible. This Florida woman's story, though shocking in scale and detail, serves as a vivid reminder that honesty is not only a moral choice but also a legal necessity, that the allure of sudden fortune can blind even otherwise cautious individuals, and that in a world where banking systems, audits, and regulations are always in motion, an unexpected deposit can transform ordinary life into a high stakes legal drama, leaving a permanent mark on those who fail to act responsibly and on anyone who witnesses the story, as a warning of how quickly fortune can turn to peril.